Hello, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. I go by Lune INNATE, and this video is a relaxation tool as a foundation. But if you're open to energy work sessions, Reiki, energy work by proxy, the theme of this video is to assist with rewriting your story, rewriting your path, taking control, I want to say, acting as an active creator of your life path, an element of disassociation with the things that may be in our life, be in our psyche, be in our experiences that in any way make us feel victimized or disempowered, or just trying to find the right words here. Essentially, we're not trying to deny that, let's say, past trauma or isolation or loneliness or our upbringing or anything at all didn't happen. We're not crazy. We're not trying to, convince ourselves these things didn't happen. What I mean in disassociation is to detach and say, yes, I had this experience, or yes, this is how I used to identify, this is how I used to see myself, but I am empowered now. I am done with that, and I am putting my foot down, stepping into the role of now I'm creating. You may have done this before and created something, and now you're ready to recreate again. And that's going to happen as you get older, as you go through life. So, my encouragement is just to not necessarily feel too much pressure that you need to attach to whatever you're recreating yourself as. When we go through these processes of rewriting ourselves or changing certain things about us, sometimes it happens overnight. Sometimes it's a slow process. Sometimes it's a combination of both of these things. And from my experience, that's where combining both of those concepts, those timelines of, as of now, things are different, but now I need to implement them to see the changes. Like the change happens already, immediately, as soon as that commitment is there. And then we act from that place of change or adopting something different, whether it's a concept, a lifestyle, however, whatever you're working on specifically, or all things in general, and putting those in place, that we see the results of authentically resonating with what we're creating ourselves into. There's no shame in rewriting your story. There's no quality to attachment of something that is, let's say, a quality that we have that isn't for us. For myself, I used to be a big drinker. I drank tons. It wasn't like I was home drinking alone. I was out at the bar. But I did that a lot, and it was certainly an element of myself I needed to rewrite. Do I have a glass of wine once in a while? Yeah, I do, but I'm not a drinker anymore. Not to, negatively talk about drinking, but just as an example. Or different patterns, let's say with money, or how we're saving, or how we're dealing with money, how we are accepting perhaps of love or support, how we may embody our full potential more easily. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some strategies, make some recommendations. I feel like I've done a video on this before, but maybe there's something, to be said for having this calling to kind of create a video like this again. Definitely will recommend a book, which is very old. It's probably over 100 years old at this point, called, I could be wrong, but somewhere around there, called Dynamic Thought. I've actually done a series on this a long time ago. It's old, the video is bad, but perhaps it might be useful to you. When you're dealing with literary works which are dated, I would just suggest you to take everything with a grain of salt, particularly, when they see words like man, they're not trying to say men only. It's just the way that they said things. So just keep that in mind. I always have to do that when I read really old works that are on the new thought side, or even a little more, how do I put it, occult, let's put it that way. And by that I mean not completely known to everyone. I don't mean sacrificing cats or something like that. Anyway, let's get moving into the session. I'm going to tone it down a little, going to move into a relaxation state, but I just wanted to kind of, share that aspect or let you know what we're working with here. So we're going to move to a more ASMR style. We're going to incorporate some bowls, some crystals, a journal. I want to talk to you about a journal. So I'm going to work with the bowls first to kind of set the tone and do the loudest stuff first so that it's more comfortable for you guys. This is a third eye tuning crystal singing bowl. I'm just going to turn down my microphone level a little bit so I don't blow you guys away. And with this, my intention, or the reason I'm bringing this one into the mix here today, is because we need to see ourselves. We need to create in our mental movie screen the image of how we are, who we want to be, how we want to react, how much money we want to have, our lifestyle, what do our relationships look like, what do our eating and spending and all of those kind of habits look like. So I want to intend for this crystal singing bowl to assist you with touching on this place, to activate or enhance this space so that you're able to visualize and pull in, who do you want to be, who do you want to become. So in your mind's eye, begin to see yourself, begin to see the you that you wish to step into, that you wish to create. And if you're unable to do so right away, bring in someone that you admire, someone, fiction or real life, or another century or in the future. To magnetize yourself to the qualities that you see in them that you would like to develop in yourself or bring out in yourself. I want to say there's a story about Oprah, who was, at the time, I could be misquoting this, so forgive me, but the basic gist was she focused herself on, I want to say Diane Sawyer, and magnetized herself to that level that she wanted to reach, that she saw as Diane Sawyer having. And then she kind of reached that level and then took it on and created it as her own. So if you want to embody that of a superhero or deity or author or anyone that you can think of, person, friend you have, your parent. Bring it into this space. Try not to limit yourself in any way. You have to see it first for it to manifest in most cases. And then I have here a throat chakra, because we need to express in language, whether that's internal and how we talk to ourselves, or as we're journaling and creating on these pages the ideal us, or the us we're looking to create. So moving on to our candle dedication. Let me turn this up. Okay. I have a salt candle holder. And a lighter. I'm just gonna light this. I'm sorry for all the noise outside. You might hear they're doing some construction and, But for the purpose of our session here, let's dedicate this candle. So it is our intent to work on behalf of everyone's highest and greatest good in perfect comfort and alignment, to create a safe space for us to validate our experiences up until now and sever ourselves from the attachment to these possibly past things, which might again make us feel victimized or a victim to circumstance, that we can only attract certain things or certain people, that we will always be held in limitation in some way. You can also use this session to bring in some quality, even if you're great on your path, you're doing wonderful, but you want to access higher abilities to, let's say, write or create or be a better parent or a better lover or a better friend or really anything. Okay. So this is to assist with rewriting our story, feeling comfortable, authentic, stepping into these new roles, these new paths, these new qualities that we choose to embody. Okay. Nice salty candle for you. I have these incense that I received from in the mail with some other really awesome stuff that I'm going to bring out in other videos. I'm going to offer the incense excuse me, as a energy exchange to the divine. I'm going to actually use it to go around you to assist with clearing your energy. Down your back. Sorry, my shoes are so squeaky. They smell like Nagchampa, you say it that way. Making sure I get your back really good because I associate a lot of our identity in the back, like our cape, our shell. What are we wearing, you know? And the solar plexus, just want to kind of stimulate this area again for our identity, our authenticity, how we act from this new place. Here I have, this is not my personal journal. It's a journal of some kind, but it's not exactly my journal, but a really useful tool which is found in dynamic thought. And other places as well, but is to have a journal and dedicate pages to the you that you are creating, to identify with it, to see yourself in that place. And I think that the journal or pages really come in as a helpful tool because they are solid in some way. They are words that we've written and we can reread, and they don't necessarily jump around too much. I want to encourage you too, it's okay to be very general, but still very rich in what you choose to manifest for yourself. So I'll give you some examples of how I created the me that I am now. But I wanted to help people. I wanted to be a support in some way. I wanted to be financially independent, able to be compensated for my passions, like my life path is my passions, and be supported by that. There's other things that haven't completely manifested yet, but they're on their way. I wanted to, and I'm thinking back like a couple years, manifest myself as an intuitive and very connected individual, connected to source, spirit, my guides, the more subtle realms. Taking vacations is a part of that. Travel is a part of that. Being a good mom and giving my son a chance to have really amazing experiences is part of that. So, take a couple pages in a special journal and write about yourself that you're stepping into. Read it every night and every morning and focus on it. Focus on seeing yourself in that place as that person with those skills, with that support, with that level of compassion, with all of the work that you are able to fulfill or anything at all. And importantly, while you're reading about your new self every day, feel good about it. Feel like it's real as much as you can. It might feel awkward at first, but it will become more comfortable. Once you've done that and you're starting to feel an authentic resonance with who you see yourself as, move on to creating a bit of a wider field. So the environment you choose to live in, the environment you operate in, the people you associate yourself with. And then keep reading that. Alright. So the first thing we're going to do with this fossil is help you to sever yourself from the old you. It doesn't mean we don't love the old us. It doesn't mean we're judging the old us. We're a hermit crab changing our shells, moving into something more comfortable, more appropriate to our expanded selves. I believe, and I feel like I've said this often to different clients recently, but I've been recommending dynamic thought a lot lately. And the first thing that the author instructs you to do before you even start writing, like I just talked about with the journal, is to declare The old me, like, I love this language, it's hilarious, but very powerful. The old me is dead and buried. I have finally severed myself from it. From now, I lead a life of abundance, happiness, fulfillment, success, and achievement. So that's what we're going to do with this. We're going to sever, I know that word is very strong, but sever the attachment to the old us, to the old experiences. This doesn't take people out of your life. This doesn't make you, there's no risk here of anything negative. So just to kind of put that out there, it's about being like, yeah, I love old Lune, old Jillian. I love her. I love all the stages that I've been in. Do I think I could have done a little better back then? Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't take away the love that I have for myself. All right, so we're gonna sever. I'm gonna make some lines, just like I'm helping to crack open a shell, like a cocoon or a chrysalis or something like that. All right. So I'm gonna start at your crown. I can't help but tap on this. Start at your crown. Just gonna make what feels like the tiniest incision far away from you. This is not touching you. Like a good 5 or 6 inches away. Just slowly kind of make small slices down the outer shell of your identity. Just going all the way down, straight down the middle here to the floor. Okay. Now, to make it more comfortable to slide out, I'm going to make some incisions, energetic incisions around you to kind of, you could imagine like cracking it open a little easier. So just going to make little slices in your energy field. Okay. And with this really beautiful, I believe it's called river quartz, has these beautiful little phantoms in it. We're going to help to open and cast off that shell, all right? So if you feel guided to, you can say to yourself, the old me is dead and buried, or something that might be a little less intense. The old me, I release and I step into the version of myself that I am actively creating. It's just helping to slide this off the shell. Going down, pushing it over. Okay, a little further now, like wiggling out. I'm just going to help to push it away, push it back. further, sliding off of you, like when you're kind of wiggling out of a coat. Down your arms. Okay. Selenite wand and go down your back to help release that shell. Now, there's nothing anyone can do to force you into this kind of stuff, so just a disclaimer, but if you're ready and you're setting the intention, please, I hope that this assists you. So I'm just going down your back to separate, for those of you who allow, the release of this shell. I'm saying shell, but I hope you know what I mean, or can visualize it in your own way, like a membrane or whatever comes up for you. Just going. I'm just gonna kind of clear a little further around your face, on the top of your head, this side, pulling it around to the back again. And then down your back, all the way to the floor, like, whew. You're free. Okay. And since I have this right here, I'm going to use it again to stimulate the third eye, to help you to see the you that you are creating, see who you're choosing to step into, like the role, the, again, qualities, the lifestyle, all of this. So, okay, I want to do this. Right. Just empowering. This is not to make your third eye go crazy. It's just to help you visualize yourself. And the throat to assist with expression, inner thoughts that reject that which leads into the past and only accepts or works with that which leads into what we're creating. Connecting these points. This was a gift that Andre made for me. I absolutely love it. You can see it's the Isis cut, Isis face that I love so much. And it just felt a very empowered energy coming through it today, and I wanted to pull it out and share it with you. So I'm gonna use this to kind of swirl around you and send you this empowering energy that, like, yes, this is the void and I can create anything that I want from it, including myself. Just sending in some words. So it was, I am empowered, I am supported, I am loved, I am abundant, just allow these words to float around. I create my own reality. I am limitless. Here I have a little optical calcite. This one doesn't really have a lot of rainbows, but typically these are very full of rainbows. This is to help with the perspective. Shifting perspective, shifting dimensions. A little similarly, I have this bird's eye jasper, so we can see the perspective, where we were, what we want to become. We can feel supported and nurtured through the process. Stunning. This is from Monk and Moon. Another piece from Andre, another gift, is this really cool carnelian, sort of chalcedony agate. I love the energy of creation that comes from this, and transmutation. Reminds me of the womb, as in the furnace, the void, fire. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's so special. It's just stunning. Thank you, Andre. And finally, this is a piece of lapis lazuli, some pyrite. In fact, the earrings I'm wearing were also a gift sent to me by someone who sounded like they wanted to remain nameless, but thank you. These are so cool. I love these earrings. So lapis is very empowering, you know. It's a stone of royalty, I want to say. This rich blue, these gorgeous pyrite specks. I love the concept of how it can bridge the third eye and the throat to create ourselves the way that we decide on, that we choose. I have to be careful with my focus. I keep messing it up lately in other videos. Okay. Alright, I think we're pretty good. So I'm just going to bring some energy to my hands, my heart, and create a field for all of us to step into, a place of comfort, to create the new self, the new us that we desire, led by our hearts, living heart-based lives. And what I mean by that is being fulfilled, having experiences that speak to our soul. So this is going to come to you in waves, all right, to assist with your comfort and personal strength, as in your discipline, to assist with your discipline to keep moving in this direction, keep feeding this new self, keep acting and speaking and thinking and planning and meditating in ways that support you stepping into your higher self, your higher version, the next you. Okay, just like waves flooding into your aura. I'm going to use some symbols. If you can think it, it's possible. If you can picture it, you're already doing the work. And the more you picture it, and the more you feel comfortable doing so, the easier it is to magnetize yourself to these qualities, to these opportunities, to these skills, levels of compassion or success. Just gentle waves. Focus on your back to empower this place and create a sort of hologram effect to hold the field for your new identity, let's say, or this version of ourselves we are creating, to grow your wings into your cape, your coat, your identity, your shell. Any rejections, let's reject limitations, let's reject unnecessary challenges. Let's reject and remove contracts or obligations that we really don't need to maintain. I have a beautiful, amazing client who comes to mind, who has a bit of resistance to change because she feels that she's not being true to herself, but the most true us is one that knows we do adapt. We do change. So, and just own it, own your changes. Own your shifts. Just focusing on the throat. I want to empower the throat to reject. It is the lower mind. It is the conscious mind. It is the mind that has the information we've acquired in this lifetime. And it is the one that needs to keep things in check. So I want this empowered. With discipline. Alright, I'm gonna fluff up your aura. Smoothing it out. And a little different, we're gonna use some spray around us to assist with emotional support through these changes. It should be fun, it should be exciting, it should not be the kind of challenge that's like, oh, I have so much work to do. It's like, I have so much work to do and I love it because it's my passion, it's my fulfillment, it's me, it's for me. Around you. It's a cinnamon, clove, and orange spray for abundance, but those oils work in many ways. I'm thinking of abundance as in unlimited. Oh, there's a motorcycle. Hopefully it's not too bad. A little extra in the solar plexus, a little boost around the back. Back of the neck. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this session today. Forgive me, but I am going to have to start talking about something, and I'm probably going to talk about it in every video, but I have to because it's not just me, it's other people in this project, but I need to put it out there more, so that's something I have to be comfortable with, But my challenge is I don't want you guys to feel like these videos are created to sell you things. At the same time, I have stuff that I'm offering and I need to make it public, right? So I'm trying to walk the line a bit. But I am planning a retreat. The retreat is set. I have my ticket. It's for Costa Rica in March, early April. I believe it starts March 31st. And then it goes into early April. It's a 7-day retreat. I'm doing it with Blanca. It's very powerful, healing. We have a very beautiful setup where we're working with the days of the week and their planetary alignment. And there's going to be this beautiful tide pool rebirth. You could say it has a phoenix vibe. And, I'm just going to have to keep talking about it for a little while. So please forgive me. This isn't to try to manipulate you guys at all. I just have to share, as uncomfortable as it makes me to feel like a salesperson. And yeah, that's basically it. I always teach Reiki. That's always an option, whether in person or distance. And thank you so much to those who are supporting me on Patreon, who are supporting my new project. Essentially, I have a tier now, which is $5, which I know is still not, it's not $1, but $5 I thought was a healthy place to keep it, where I'm doing once a month in alignment with the zodiac shifts. So the next one will be for Sagittarius, the theme of truth and working with that. But I'm doing those on Patreon. Those are kind of Patreon only videos, and by supporting me, you help me to create this content for everyone. But I have to keep in mind that YouTube could go away at any time, and I can't be naive to that. So that's my attempt to give something to those who wish to support me. And it's no pressure. I just would like to, I kind of have to talk about this stuff, even though it freaks me out. But anyway, thank you so much for your love and support. I'm so very grateful, and I'm so excited for all of you I get to work with and connect with, and for anyone who receives this session in a time that they are supported by it. So thank you for allowing me to fulfill my calling in this way. From the bottom of my heart, as always, namaste.